Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and we're here to review One True Loves, which is an American romantic comedy drama film. In reality, it is a Hallmark film which is actually masquerading as a theatrical release. There's nothing wrong with Hallmark films, but they've got their place, and that's more on television, cable TV basically. I've watched a few, and the ones that I've watched were actually pretty good, so I'm not really complaining. However, this one is not a theatrical style movie, and it's a shame because, and they could have also done a little bit more in terms of the story and amping up the comedy aspects. But production wise and everything else wise, it definitely looks more like a Hallmark film. So the movie is an adaptation of a 2016 novel by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I'm not sure I've read anything by them. Directed and produced by Andy Fickman. Movie stars Simu Liu, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Philippa Soo, never heard of her. Luke Bracey, never heard of him. Um, Michaela Conlon, who I've loved and adored from Bones. I don't think I've really seen her in anything else, to be honest. Michael O'Keefe, Lauren Tom. She was Ross's girlfriend in season 2 of Friends. What's her name? Julie, yeah. Tom Everett Scott, Beth Broderick, and Gary Hudson. So basically, this movie is about the three people in this movie. Emma, at a high school party, she and her best friend Sam, they meet Jesse, and Sam has got a big crush and he loves Emma, but he's never told her before. She kind of treats him as her best friend. She meets Jesse, they start falling in love, and then he's a photographer, she's a writer. They have a wonderful romance. And 6 years later, after they start working and stuff, they get married. And unfortunately, he goes missing when his helicopter crashes, and it's somewhere over the ocean. They do a search for almost a year, and then they give up. So 4 years later is what the events are actually happening. She builds her life back. She goes back to her hometown, starts connecting with her parents once again, and with her sister, played by Michaela Conlon, and she runs into Sam, and then they've kind of lost touch for a while. They become friends once again. Turns out to romance, and they get engaged. And then all of a sudden, she gets a call stating that, oh yeah, and this was supposed to be, he was headed for a photographing assignment in Alaska. So yeah, this is set in Massachusetts. So so Jesse's still alive, got a huge beard and all that. He's been living in the wilderness on some island, and they finally find him. Excuse me. And he comes back. They have so things are tough with her and Sam, but then she goes to see him. She does tell him that she's engaged now because she thought he was dead, and she was in mourning for a while. But then she met Sam, and Sam immediately has insecurities because he remembers a time when when they were younger, and he saw Jesse wrong, and he knew that Emma had feelings for him, and then so he's she's got to decide who she's going to be with. And she finds out that she's actually moved on. She tries to rekindle her relationship with Jesse. It's highly televised. There's a lot of things going on. There is some things that I did find funny because Sam is a music teacher, and he goes to his school, and they all want to talk about this, and he starts pouring his heart out to all the staff and the students, and they eventually tell him to go and fight for the love of his life, and he does. And at the same time, while on a vacation, on a small trip with Jesse to go to their a place that they lived in, a cabin they lived in Maine, she realizes that she's not the same person anymore, and he realizes that too, and how they decide to split for the better of each other. And then Sam and Emma get back to each other in their hometown in Massachusetts, and The end of the movie is basically them get after they're married. It's 2 years later. She's pregnant. She gets a letter from Jesse. He's moved on. He's in California now, and he's got a new relationship. So all's well that ends well. Yeah, acting wise, it's a little bit corny here and there. That's the main problem. It's not really. You don't really feel there's anything in it, to be honest. It's just like I said, it's just like a TV episode or a TV movie kind of thing. But that's all I can say. I think Michaela Conlon was really funny in the movie, as well as Simu Liu. I think this was kind of short. Um, he just after he did Shang-Chi as well. So for him, and yeah, the scene with him in the movie. I mean, it's a very lengthy thing in the school. That's actually kind of funny, but nothing else is that. It was released theatrically on April 7, 2023, and video on demand in April 28th of the same year. So yeah, I just had a very short run at the theaters, so nothing major in it. It is actually kind of, that's the criticism, it's cheap looking and tonally it's all kind of confused. It's supposed to be, they do mention romantic comedy, but then there's hardly anything in it. So yeah, I will give this movie a 6.5 out of 10. Not really sure I would want to watch it again, but it's the fact that I can see Michaela Conlon and I can see Simu Liu. It's like very meh kind of thing. So 6.5 out of 10 for me. That's it for What True Loves. Thank you.